Howdy folks, it's Digital Hunting Gear Guy, and this is the Heritage Rough Rider Revolver Carbine, or Carbine depending on where you're from. They sell a couple of different versions of this one. They sell like a black stock, black one. They sell one just like this, and they sell the one like this one, the same name, but this one comes with buckhorn sights, sling studs, and an included leather sling. But it's got the same name as the other one, so keep in mind there's two different ones out there. It's a revolver rimfire. So this one's in 22 LR, but you can get cylinders for the 22 WMR if you want a little bit more spice to it. It's a single action, and I don't know, it's an old-timey like cowboy, very silly gun. It's a very silly gun. Before we get too far, let's just take a quick peek, just to make sure that it's empty. And I mean, I clear these things before I show them to you, but yeah, it's empty. It's empty. So I want to take a closer look at this thing. Starting from the back, we have a simple butt plate. It's well fitted. I mean, it's got nice and smooth with the wood here. The wood's finished very acceptably. We got some checkering over there. When we get up to the back, that's where we got the operating mechanism. So we're single action on this thing. It does have a half cock. Not all single action revolvers have a half cock. Most of them do. And the reason for that is when it's fully down, that thing's on the firing pin. It's not going to move. You need to put it to the half cock before you start moving. And that's not the half cock. It's actually like right there. And now it'll start moving. Oh, now I can start actually clicking this thing through. You'll also need to move the loading gate so you can load it up or unload it. If you need to unload it, you're going to need to use this ejector rod there to poke them out one at a time out the back. So 1, move it over, 2, move it over, 3. There's a 6-shot shooter, so you need to load and unload them 6 at a time. So it's kind of slow from that perspective. And because, you know, we're scared of lawyers at all times, it also has a manual safety on this side right here. So flip it up, and it basically blocks the that firing pin from getting hit. Move it back to the other way there, and it unblocks that firing pin from getting hit. So yeah, that's a lot of work. See there, it won't actually touch the firing pin when that safety's on. Safety's off, and now it's going down, touching that firing pin, which I think I saw on here. Yeah, keep empty chamber under barrel, or sorry, under hammer is what it says there. Yeah, because I guess with the safety off and with that hammer down, it's just resting on the firing pin. So it could, you know, if you hit the hammer or something like that, I guess it could go off. Or you use the half cock for safety there. Or just don't put it on. Don't like have an empty cylinder underneath. It seems kind of silly. Maybe I guess that's why you'd use the safety on this thing, right? Because then you can actually carry it with all the chambers loaded and not just, I paid for all the chambers, I'm going to use all the chambers. I'm probably going to use the safety on this thing when I'm not at the range and just shooting it anyways, right? Because keep in mind, this is not like, okay, I'll wait, we'll get there. So there's the action. So we've got that the nice click out of your hair. Listen to that. Oh yeah. Oh, ASMR for revolver cowboy fans out there, right? To remove the cylinder, if you want to do that, let me just put it to half cock. We can press in this button right here. When you press that button in, now you can remove this rod. And then you can take that cylinder out the ejection port side, the right side, clean it up and do whatever you want to. Swap it out for the 22 WMR one, right? Pop it back in. And just to mention, I'm pretty sure that's something you can do. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that's something you can do. Just going to go ahead and put that cylinder back in. I'm just wiggling it around, feeling for where it needs to be. There it goes. And there, that pin's back in there. Yeah, so the regular one, the pleb version, just has this kind of gutter on the back. This one is the fancier version, so it's got adjustable buckhorn sights. See anything wrong with those? See how they're kind of like moved off to one side? It just does that sometimes, just from storing it. So this is movable. I don't think it should be movable. Oh, you know what? I think my dovetail's too big. Yeah, yeah. I think the dovetail's too big because I can see it like moving in there. And I don't think it should be able to wiggle that much. Anywho, there's our sling swivel for the sling that you can put on this thing. Which, if like between the two of them, the sling version doesn't cost that much more. Get the sling. The sling's like leather. It's like it adds to the look. I like the sling. And then at the front here, we have a simple blade front sight. So nothing crazy going on there.
We're done.
800, oh my god. Now, you might see this and be like, oh, that's so cool. Why don't they make more revolver rifles? That's such an interesting idea. Hey, what's that hook on the bottom? Well, that's because you can't put your hand anywhere near this gap. There's that cylinder gap there, which has to be there because the cylinder has to move. But if the cylinder moves and there's a gap there, high pressure gas can get out right here, right? Everyone following along? So you can't put your hand here or here. You're going to get like crap sent at your wrists. So you use the little hook at the back there and you shoot it like this. Is that going to be as accurate as shooting it like that? Well, no, of course not. It's not as easy to support. But it's something, I guess. It's something. We'll say it's something. The cylinder gap there. A surprising amount of gas gets out of there. I thought it would be like a little bit, like not that much pressure. But then I had my crony out there at the same time. And the difference between this rifle and another 22 that's not a revolver rifle was like, this one was getting 800 or 900 feet per second. My other one was getting 1200 or 1300 feet per second. It's a shocking velocity difference. You're basically getting subsonic performance from your high velocity rounds, and you don't even get they're not even that quiet because again, the sound's coming out from the cylinder gap and all that kind of stuff. That has to go somewhere, so you're still getting that crack from the shot, but you're not getting like a lot of velocity. In fact, I don't even know if you're getting a lot of velocity out of this barrel. I think at somewhere over here, all that pressure is gone and it's come out the back. It's not actually propelling that bullet any faster because 800 or 900 FPS sounds shockingly close to what some of my 22 pistols get, non-revolver pistols, but so some of my pistols out there. So yeah, the velocity is not going to be that good on it. But while we're measuring things on this, why don't we measure the trigger pull? So I didn't have any complaints shooting it. I think the trigger pull's fine. So let's just see if I was right. Yeah, 2 pounds, 11 ounces, right around 3 pounds. It's got a good trigger. Trigger's fine. So it's nice. It's got a very simple trigger. It's only doing one thing. It's only single action, right? But yeah, it's a decent trigger. There's not really any creep there. No creep there. Just a nice solid trigger on it. Again, it's not doing anything, so it should be solid. I think you could re-revolver this. So you see this this split line right there. You could take like the grip section and put it on here. I think you could, and then make like a Joker gun. I guess you know the Joker. It's got that long barrel on his handgun. You could make one of those, I guess, if you wanted to. Not in Canada, but you could make one of those. But let's talk about what you could use this for. So fun at the range. Yes, you can use this for fun at the range. It's unlike my Ruger Wrangler, it's another single action 22. It doesn't have a half cock, and it doesn't have a safety, and it doesn't have the clicks of the cylinder. It's way simpler in terms of the mechanism. Mostly an advantage. The thing that's a disadvantage, though, you kind of have to like move it to. It doesn't click in between sections. So when you use the ejector rod, a lot of the times it isn't quite in the right spot, and you're gonna have to move it a little bit. This one is a lot easier. You click it over, you load, shoot, and then when you're done, you open that up and you just start ramming them out one at a time. And I just find that like a lot easier on this nice clicky cylinder. So the other thing is this is a little bit more true to the Colt single action army that it's aping with the revolver carbine here. So that part's better. I would say it's fun for about 12 or 18 rounds, and then after that it gets kind of boring. Because, well, at least for me, because like loading and unloading a single action is a little bit slow. Is this a practical gun? No. No, for a lot of reasons. No, because like it is fairly lightweight. It's a fairly lightweight gun. It's not the most lightweight 22 I have. Its cost is quite a bit more than a standard like semi-auto 22, like a Ruger 1022 or Wildcat or what have you. Any A22, they're all going to be cheaper than this thing. They're also all going to get much better velocity out of the rounds. The difference between 1200 FPS and 800 or 900 FPS is that's going to give you a lot of difference on your drop at even like pretty close ranges. That's going to start to show up. If you're going to like shoot small game, those modern. The other thing is like shooting small game. If I'm going to shoot a grouse or something like that, I don't feel great with this position. I don't feel like I could get my absolute best accuracy firing from this position. So I feel like I would rather have like something that I can put my hand underneath the stock and do a proper hold on it. And I just can't do that with a firearm like this because it's not made for it. So you could use it for small game hunting. It's just not the best for a number of different reasons. You can use it for target shooting at the range. It's just not the best for a number of reasons. The sight and you can't put a scope on it or a red dot. You're stuck with the old-timey sights. If you want something that looks old-timey, it looks like a cowboy gun, well, this is your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry? I don't know. Yes, it looks like an old-timey cowboy gun. So who is this gun really made for? Someone who's really into cowboy stuff, or someone who already has like 20, 30, or a whole bunch of guns and wants something unique for their collection. Anyways, thanks for watching.